what's up guys? So this is gonna be like a informal Q&A or ask me anything. I'm just gonna go through 10 or like 15 of the top questions that I've gotten on the YouTube videos, and I'll probably timestamp each question, so if you want to jump around you can, feel free to. But yeah, leave any questions and I'll make another video. So ask me anything about career, life, productivity, focus, or whatever. Let's get started. The first question is from Soham Moore. He's asking, how do you stay consistent without any visible results, and also your productivity hacks? So this one, I would say that he probably saw my YouTube grow in public, which is like a sheet where I'm tracking all my like YouTube growth. And one of the biggest facts is that when I started YouTube, I was getting like less than 200 views, right? Each one was less than 200, 100 views. And I've been at it for 3 months or so. I'm up to video 78, and that's across posting every day. The biggest tip is focusing on learning instead of numbers. If you stick with it, you'll get to where you want to focus on improving each day. You guys can see that I have one improvement per video, and yeah, I've been just sticking with it even when it's gotten very little results in the beginning. And then in terms of productivity hacks, I would say the biggest one is to focus on sleep and energy and food. So this probably isn't as like a sexy hack as it sounds, but basically I try to get like 7 to 8 hours of sleep. I try to divide up my work to work really hard, recover, and work more. I'll wake up around 8 or 7, work for 6 hours, go to the gym for 2 hours, eat a dinner, and work some more. Spacing out work and making sure you're properly resting in between the work sessions is important. And typically I'll work for like 90 hours and then I'll go for a 10-minute walk, and I'll try to only eat one big meal at night around 7 or 8, just because I notice that if I eat, it messes up my work schedule. Yeah, that's my one productivity hack. Yeah, hopefully that helps. I made this sheet of profitable business ideas that you can start over a weekend. So it's a list of manually curated ideas that are not only profitable and validated, but also ideas that are low maintenance and stuff that you can start with no money. I'm going to be updating this sheet every month. All you need to do is just go to the first link in the video, put in your email, and then you should get access to the sheet. So the next question that I get a lot is, what do you think about no code like Bubble for non-technical people? So just as a call out, I've been coding for 8 to 9 years. I've never really used Bubble or any of these like no code tools to build actual web apps. I have used no code to build landing pages like WordPress, Framer, and all that, because it's just like a lot easier just to ship something where you don't have to code the landing page. But in terms of no code for building the actual web app, I think it's fine, but just know the limitations. For Bubble, you can get decent revenue because there are web apps that have gotten like 10, 20 plus K of MRR with Bubble. But like for certain apps, it's harder to build on Bubble. If you're aware of the limitations, it's fine. It's probably faster to build a web app with code nowadays, especially with AI tools. If you don't want to learn code and you just want drag and drop, Bubble's fine. And I think for most people, you can like reach your goals of 5 to 10K of MRR with Bubble. I wouldn't stay stuck on deciding. I would just go with one or the other and start building. This question I got a lot, how I'm only building these simple web apps and a real SaaS requires user auth and payments and all these other things, which I totally agree with. And my main thing is I use a boilerplate, which means that I don't code these things from scratch. Typically with a web app, like payments, auth, and like DevOps in terms of like actually getting the project online will take more than 50% of the time if creating it from scratch. So this is like one tip, but if you just buy a boilerplate that handles all of these things, you don't have to build it from scratch, right? And people are like paying you for business value. So regardless if you code it from scratch or not from scratch, like people will pay you if they can make more money or save more time with your product. So a lot of my videos is just building the actual product where there's business value, and that's where I spend a lot of time building my products. I never build these from scratch. I don't think there's much value in showing how I would build a payment system from scratch. But yeah, I totally agree that you should have these things, but when you start and sell a product, like you don't even need like user auth or payments. You can have a web app with a payments link that allows the person to pay and then show them a different version of the app hosted on a different domain without even having user auth or payments. And like the payments is just one Stripe link. And I've done like $5,000 on the first day with a Stripe link, no user auth or payment system in the app. So yeah, I guess that's just a long way to say that these are not that important, but just find a way to get them handled correctly. All right, so the next question or the next comment that I've been seeing a lot is that V0, which is basically this tool by Vercel, is not that useful. So this guy mentioned that it's not useful and how you can just use cursor and view. Another comment, which is this is what Levels was saying, which is so Levels is like this person on Twitter that basically said don't use anything about Vercel and keep things simple, which I agree with. They are locking you into Next.js with V0 and Vercel. I'm experimenting with tools. I'm not saying you should use these in your workflows. I like to try new AI tools, especially when they come out, so that I can get an edge in building products faster. And regardless if it's done by another company, I'm just gonna test it. I'm not saying you should use it because these are paid products, but that's just my perspective, where I think if there's an opportunity to get an edge in building products faster, I think you should at least just try it. And I totally agree with the fact that you should keep your stack simple. I personally do not use Next.js or Vercel in any of my main products. So all my products are hosted on a VPS or an actual server. I would say that if you use Next.js and use Vercel, it's fine. If you're able to build a product that people want and you can make revenue, who really cares at the end of the day, right? But yeah, my main point is I think you guys should be testing new tools, regardless if it's done with Vercel or not Vercel. And the reason that I was just using V0 was because I just want to test if the design was better than if I just use it in Cursor or Claude or these other tools. And yeah, that's it. I will keep testing new tools and let you know what is the best to build products. So this next question is, any recommendations for landing interviews and college referrals in this economy? I haven't done tech interviewing in 5 or 6 years since I graduated college, so it might have changed. Actually, I lied. I interviewed for other companies like 3 years ago, but I didn't switch from Amazon. It's probably different after COVID. I guess the question is, what would I do if I was 20 again? I wanted to break into tech first, build products. So this is how I learned how to program, which is just building like new products every week, which I think is totally doable with Cursor. I would launch those products on Twitter and YouTube. It helps you go through how you build these products. Plus, it's like a marketing platform for recruiters to email you. I still get a lot of job offers from posting on Twitter and YouTube, even though I'm not looking for a job. So I think if you guys like build a ton of products, then you post it on Twitter and YouTube, and basically in those like Twitter threads or YouTube videos, just lay out your entire thought process of how you're building the products. Like, I would be shocked if you don't get a job interview within 6 months. If you get under 5 job interviews in 6 months, I would be shocked. Once you get the job interviews, spam lead code, do 200 to 300 of lead code. Let me know if you need another video on career advice. I can make it. Hopefully this was useful. Let's do 3 more questions. This guy's asking, how do you monetize your YouTube channel? So basically on my YouTube channel, I don't think it has enough views to actually monetize with AdSense, but basically I'm monetizing with promoting Exploding Insights, which is the product that I'm working on. I probably will never take sponsors just because I prefer promoting products that I build that solves people's problems. If you promote your own product, it's a lot more profitable than trying to do ads, sponsors. And it just saves you time because instead of dealing with sponsors, you can just spend all that time into building a better product and recording more videos. That's why I'm not trying to do ads or sponsors. The only thing I promote is Exploding Insights. Let's go to the next question. Can you show how to use Replicate to build web apps? So this one, Replicate is a AI platform, but basically it should be like as straightforward as the other API platforms. So basically you just build a front end and then you have a backend server that will call Replicate whenever there is a front end request. And I think the only thing to note is that on Replicate, you can host your own models. The models, like, you can train on the user's inputs, or you would just train them yourself and host on Replicate, and you would make the API call. I can make another video showing the entire process of, but it should be straightforward, just one API call. All right, last question. Can you make a video on building profitable micro SaaS ideas from scratch to production? So I'm guessing this guy is asking, like, how do I come up with ideas and then go to web app and then like actually selling it? Yeah, I'll make a video for this probably like this month. But yeah, that's it for this video. A bit long, but if you guys made this far, leave a comment on any question you have and I'll include it in the next video after I get enough comments. See you later.